What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we're gonna go through the most washed fighter that is ranked in every division, or just like the fighter in each division they're cooked, they've got nothing left, they're done, they've hit the end of the road. That's who we're looking at, and they have to be ranked. So yeah, we're gonna go through one per division, and I'm gonna talk about the fighters who are, yeah, it's over for them. It's wraps. But yeah, let's get started with the flyweight division. Who else to go with a flyweight than Matt No Chin Schnell himself? If you watched one of my recent videos, I built the worst fighter possible, and I went with Matt Schnell for chin. And it's the simple fact of this man is getting brutally flatline KO'd multiple times at flyweight. Like, you're already a victim weight as it is, and you're getting made to be more of a victim by other 5'5" midgets. Like, that's tough. And yeah, Schnell, his best days are gone. His best wins they've passed. They're in the wind. Recently, he's getting chinned by Urseg. He's getting, he beat Sumadaji, who's not good. Like, Sumadaji's a bottom 15, like, number 15, number 14 ranked guy, and you were fucking life and death with that guy. Almost got finished, getting dropped like 6 times in that fight. You got KO'd by Mateusz Nicolau, which is aged terribly, and Nicolau's not even a power puncher. Like, Pantoja fucking ran through you. Everyone's running through you. I don't even know who this guy's beat. Like, who's he beat? When was his last win? Was it Sumadaji? Was that his last win? Because before that, I don't know. It's just been wraps for this guy. It's over. He's ranked like number 11 or 12 in the division. I don't know who he's going to fight next. He's probably going to get fed to like Alessandro Costa or some shit and just get fucking one punch KO'd. Or like, or they might give him to like Josh Van or something after the Tagir fight, or like one of these guys. He's going to fight a power puncher, or he's going to fight anyone, and he's just going to get slept. Like, you can't be getting chinned at flyweight. He's actually got a style where if he had a chin, he's actually a pretty solid fighter. I'm not saying he'd be champ or like top 5. Like, he would still lose, I would say, to the like Pantojas of the world, to these guys. But it just makes a difference when you can get in a war with someone and they can eat your jabs and right hands and you get chinned by fucking glancing overhands. Like, it's just over for him. Matt Schnell, he's in the bin. Don't know how much longer he's going to be ranked for. He's probably going to be a routine guy that they just keep around as someone that they know is a free win and a stepping stone for any prospect to look good. Like, that you give this guy to someone if you want them to put on a big performance and look good and be like, damn, this guy's got KO power. Like, bro, you could give this guy, Muhammad Mokaev could probably KO Matt Schnell and have people thinking he's got KO power. So yeah, Matt Schnell, it's tough for him. I feel bad for the guy, but yeah, he's got no chin. Maybe needs to do some chin conditioning training with Joshua Fabio or whatever his name is. But let's move on to the bantamweight division. Now, there were a couple choices here, but I have gone with Dominic Cruz, the man who is coming off about an almost 2-year layoff and a KO loss to Chito Vera. Apart from that, he's got a decision over Pedro Munoz recently. But yeah, Dominic Cruz doesn't have much to stand on. Now, I was thinking of going with Rob Font. Because I would say, I was thinking of going with like maybe Rob Font, but apart from that, there's not really any other guys in the top 15 that are like washed, or that I'm seeing like, yeah, you're just gonna lose to up and comers, or you're just gonna keep losing fights. Like, I guess it's Font, but Cruz, he's not gonna lose to up and comers because he won't fight them. This guy he's just not fighting. But in terms of ranked fighters, top 15 guys at 135, Dominic Cruz is probably like the worst at this stage of the game, and in the position where if he's coming back and fighting, yeah, it's over for you. You're getting chinned. You're getting brutally KO'd because you're fucking jumping side to side and moving your head around like a spastic doesn't work anymore. So yeah, he's going to get KO'd if he ever comes back and fights. If not, he's just going to fall out of the rankings, you know. This man came back after a fucking 4-year layoff, got chinned by fucking midget Cejudo, all nonsense Keith Peterson. Great stoppage, by the way. Then he takes some time off again, comes back. Think was his next fight after that. I think he had one more fight before the Munoz fight, and then he fought Munoz, I think. And then after that, he was out for ages and then fought Cheeto and got fucking head kick KO'd. So again, it's not like his skill is still actually solid. His speed's not bad, but your little bouncing your head to side style doesn't work anymore. People can just track your movement and just chin you. So yeah, Dominic Cruz, it's over for him if he ever comes back and fights. You know, stick to your day job, little bro. Your commentary ain't good, but it's better than your fighting at this point. Let's move on, though, to another person and the featherweight division. Featherweight, it's got to be Bryce Mitchell, to be honest with you. Look, I was thinking maybe like a Kelvin Cater because he's coming off some losses, but I still don't think Cater's that bad. Like, this guy's losing to like Arnold Allen, Josh Emmett, which was a robbery, and then Aljo. But apart from that, I would say this guy, Bryce Mitchell, is probably the most cooked. He's the most washed fighter right now at 45. Not to say he's awful. His wrestling's still not bad. But the position he's in is like, I feel like he's just going to get chinned when he comes back. Like, he got literally like killed. Like, Josh Emmett actually like took his life. I'm pretty sure right now we're just seeing like an automated, like, they've just got like AI to just be playing like Bryce Mitchell phrases on repeat. That's what we're seeing right now. If you see this guy talk, if you look at him, he just doesn't look right in the eyes. Maybe that's just his inbred nature, but like, that KO done something to him. He's walking around like a Make-A-Wish kid. Not walking around, he's wheeling around. But I've seen this guy in a wheelchair. I know it's probably like a joke image. It's just for laughs. But this guy genuinely looks like a Make-A-Wish kid, like some fucking Downs child that's like being taken cared for by like, what's his name, Jake Shields or whatever. Like, I don't know what's going on with Bryce Mitchell. And if he comes back, the reason why I'm saying he's cooked, he's washed, it's over for him. He's in the washing machine. Because like, he's gonna come back, and who's he gonna fight? Like, is he gonna fight some pillow puncher? Even Sean Woodson with his fucking rangy, no power, fucking worm style could probably like wobble Bryce Mitchell. Not to say that Bryce Mitchell's a bad fighter. His wrestling is very good, but like, Ilya fucking pancaked him. And then he came back and arguably kind of robbed Ige. I thought Ige won that. And I picked Mitchell there. And then he came back on short notice and got literally slumped by Emmett. Like, what's he going to do? He's going to come back and fight fucking Joe Anderson Brito. Like, Brito's already fought his cousin, Jonathan Pierce. Get up, boy. He's going to fight Bryce Mitchell. It's just going to be the same thing. Like, you're either getting chinned or you're just like, I don't know. I don't see the rest of this guy's career going well. He was on a streak. He was looking like he could have done something. And the UFC just put him against fucking Topuria. Which the loss isn't bad, but it's about what's happened. He's lost 2 out of his last 3, and yeah, I think he's cooked. I don't think there's much left for Bryce Mitchell. I don't see him making it past his current point in the rankings. That's kind of what this video is about. Like, the person has hit their upside. They're not making it any further up the division. They're cooked, and it's only downhill from here. And that's what I think with Bryce Mitchell. I think it's only downhill for Mr. Bryce Mitchell, brother. The government, it's a ploy. I'm telling you, my chin is okay. But yeah, that's what's happening with Bryce Mitchell. I think he's washed. Let's move on, though, to the lightweight division. For lightweight, I've got to go with Beneil Dariush, because I was thinking, like, maybe Bobby Green, but he's not looking awful, so I don't think Bobby Green's completely washed, completely cooked, but I do think Beneil Dariush is cooked. Now, his losses aren't bad. Like, Oliveira and Arman is like the number 1 and 2 lightweight in the world. That's who he's lost to. So like, I'm not going to blame him for that, but also you're getting brutally chinned in the first minute or the first round or whatever. Arman's not even a power punch and he fucking flatlined you in a minute. Your chin's probably gone. And it's like, who's he fighting next? Like, we going to see him fight fucking BSD? He's going to get fucking head kicked. Like, is he going to fight Jalen Turner? Or is he going to fight, like, if he fights Moicano or something, I think he might lose, but, like, he needs to fight grapplers only. Because if this guy fights any striker with any power, it's over for him. Like, you give this guy, like, I'm trying to think, who's in just the lower end of the top 15? Like, I think Jalen Turner would chin him, BSD would smoke him, like, Fazeev is gonna fucking murder him, like, this Dan Hooker, even at this point, would probably beat him up. This guy doesn't have a chin, I don't think, at this point, and that's, like, the Oliveira loss, I didn't hate it, I was like, damn, that's tough, you're gonna go downhill from here. But then the Arman loss, I'm like, all right, yeah, you're cooked, buddy. You're washed. Yeah, long story short, I'm not too confident in the prospect of Beneil Dariush making any sort of run. I think the only run he's going to make is running away from the top 15, and not by choice. He's just going to get forced out of there. In my video that I did at the start of the year where I predicted what the rankings would look like by the end of the year, which is aging terribly, by the way. My picks are atrocious. But I did predict that Beneil Dariush would drop considerably. Now, I think the main issue with my rankings prediction video was more like I overestimated how much movement there is in the rankings because no one fucking fights each other, so no one really moves down. And if they lose, they only drop 1 because the UFC is incapable of just being like, all right, you lost, down 4 spots you go. Like, they never do that. But Beneil Dariush, I picked him to end the year just clinging on to a ranking spot. I predicted that he would lose to all these up-and-comers. Like, before the Poirier fight got booked, I thought he was going to have to fight Benoit. And I was like, he's going to get smoked by Benoit, and then he's going to fight maybe like Jalen Turner. He's going to lose to him, and then he might fight like a Matt Favola. Is going to lose to him. I was like, it's going to be terrible for Beneil Dariush. So yeah, I think he's cooked. I think he's washed. And I think it's only downhill from here for Benny D. But let's move on to the welterweight division. For welterweight, I'm sorry, Luque enjoyers, but your time has come. Your boy is cooked. He's done. It's over for Luque. And it sucks because Luque is one of the best, or not one of the best, one of the most entertaining fighters in the sport, I should say, when he was on. In his prime, when he was having wars with everyone, it was sick. It was awesome. But I want to just look at his record because recently he's been on a bad run. Obviously, we know the Buckley fight. That is the one that did it for him. Because when he came back and fought RDA and he won, he grappled heavy, but like RDA is a lightweight. I mean, now he's saying he's going to permanently move up to welterweight, but he said that before. So like RDA is not like a full, like consistent welterweight, and he grappled a bunch, didn't do a whole lot there. That was when he took a year off after the Jeff Neal KO, which was bad, because I remember people going into that fight saying, why is he fighting Jeff Neal? It does nothing for him. He either wins and everyone says he's beat a can, or he loses and it's terrible. And he got fucking KO'd and beaten up badly by Jeff Neal. And then took a year off, fought RDA, but before that, the Bilal loss hasn't aged badly at all. But like the wins, they're solid, but they're not amazing. Like Chiesa, Woodley, both submissions, that's good. Finished Randy Brown, finished Nico Price. Like, he lost to Wonderboy. This is way back. But, like, some of his wins back in the day. Mike Perry, Brian Barberina TKO when he fucking raped Jalen Turner. Like, subbed Nico Price. Like, he went decision. He finished Bilal back in the day, and that's how you can tell he's just been on the decline. And it is definitely the Jeff Neal fight that did it. How old is... He's only 32, which sucks. Because... normally a welterweight's around their prime years when they're 32, but this guy's prime when he was beating Woodley and shit back in 2021, and even before that you could argue his prime was like 2019-ish when he was beating the Mike Perrys and shit, I guess. But I would say his best win was the Woodley win, and that was in 2021. So it's been a fucking hot minute since then. It's tough for the Luque enjoyers. I know MMA Guru was not happy at all when that Buckley fight happened, but yeah, I really don't see how it goes well for Luque in the future. Like, who's he going to fight? There's winnable fights from for sure. He can beat guys just with no power. But I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Anyone good. And if he tries to fight up the rankings, you're telling me this guy's going to fucking fight MVP or Ian Gary or any of these guys? His winnable fights in the top 15 is Magny. He's looking at a Magny fight. That's if we're giving him a ranked guy, that's your best chance of seeing Luque get another dub. But apart from that, I don't love it for Vicente Luque. I think he is washed. But let's move on to the middleweight division. For middleweight, I'm going to go with Roman Frolidze, the fraud himself. And it's weird because I think he is pretty old. Let me just actually look him up right now on Sherdog. But recently, his losses are just atrocious. He's not losing to bad opposition, but he's just looking shit. He got absolutely smoked by Amavov, looked like an absolute tard out there, had no moments. The closest he came to winning that fight was by TKO due to fucking disqualification or some shit when he got TKO'd and then almost won via disqualification, which is interesting. But apart from that, who'd he beat? What's his name? Hermansson. That's the only win this motherfucker's holding on to for people to think he's a problem in any way. Let me get up his Sherdog right now. Here we go. Yeah, so he's 35, so he's clearly not coming into his best years. I think he might be fighting Pereira, but apparently Pereira said he didn't accept that fight. He should thank the fucking gods that he's not fighting Pereira, because he would have got KO'd in a minute. This guy got dropped and put on his ass and almost finished and 10-8'd in round 1 by Amavov. I like Amavov. He's actually a really sick fighter, and I'm picking him to beat Cannonier if that fight happens. But Amavov's not a high finishing potential guy. You want to know who you're on the caliber of if you're getting finished by Amavov? It's fucking, what's his name? It's Edmund Shabazian. That's who you're on the caliber of, I guess. Amavov's not a finisher, but apart from that, he lost to Vettori in just a kind of slug match. And in hindsight, the Vettori fight, Vettori then went on to get just fucking tuned up by what's his name? Cannonier. But Yeah, you lost to Vittori. You weren't even able to impose your will against a guy with pretty much no power. But like, you KO'd Phil Hawes. Congratulations. But like Jack Hermansson, he was whooping your ass. He was winning easily, schooling you. And then for some reason, he shot in for a takedown. So yeah, Dolidze, I don't see him having any success with anyone else in the top 15. Let's be honest. Let's get up the UFC top 15 rankings. And I'm gonna just ask you who you think he beats. Like, let's go through this. I won't even bother at the top. Like Dricus, Strickland, Izzy, Whitaker, Cannonier, Vittori, Allen, Costa, Amavov, Hermansson. Even Hermansson, I think, beats him easily in a rematch. Like, Hamzat would smoke him. Let's be honest, Baralio's smoking this guy. Michel Pereira is fucking backflip KOing this fucker in like a minute. Hernandez, I think, would beat him. That fight was booked, but Hernandez pulled out. And then Chris Curtis, I think, would even have a good shot to beat him. And there's so many unranked guys I'd pick to beat him too. So yeah, Dolidze, his chin is solid, but he's not quick in any way. He's like he's got the movement of a heavyweight at middleweight. It's tough. He's got crafty jiu-jitsu. He's got some crafty arm bars and some crafty leg locks. But apart from that, I don't see this guy having like an advantage over anyone. Like, what's he gonna do? Like, what's his game plan going into the Hermansson fight if Hermansson doesn't shoot a takedown like a tard? Like, he gets tuned up on the feet by Hermansson. That's just what happens. We saw the fight. But Michel Pereira KOs him. Anyone with like explosivity and power KOs this guy in a minute. His reaction time is out the window. It's gone. So yeah, I think Dolidze's washed. I think he's cooked, and I think we're gonna see this guy, if not out of the rankings this year, like clinging onto a ranking like a Paul Craig, where people are just waiting for some other prospect to come and beat him so he can be out of our fucking lives. But let's move on to the light heavyweight division. Some tough words there for Roman, but he's cooked. Let's move on. Light heavyweight might just be the easiest pick on the list. I'm going with Dominic Reyes. D-Ray, we call him here. No one's ever called him that. I just made that up on the spot. But Dominic Reyes he's washed. He's cooked. He's out the window. He's out the fucking house. He's out the door. He's off the fucking planet at this point. I don't know where Dominic Reyes is. His chin is floating around in space with fucking Tyron Woodley. Shout out to Modgerhead videos. But yeah, Reyes, he's fighting Jacoby in a couple weeks' time. If he wins that, maybe I'll re-establish my position and I might go with someone else. But in terms of guys, and I would have had Anthony Smith. If he lost to Vitor Petrino, I would have had him. And he's still pretty washed. He's still pretty cooked. But he's like half toasted. You know, he's medium rare. He's rare. Not Dolidze, Reyes, bro, he's well done. Like, we're saying well done. Now get out of here. Like, that's what we're saying to Dominic Reyes. Who the fuck does this guy beat that's like, you need to find this guy the most fucking non-threatening, non-dangerous, nothing going on in their fucking skill set. Like, this guy he already got KO'd by fucking Ryan Spann. He's already lost to fucking, what's his name? He got chinned by Blachowicz. He got chinned by Geary. Like, you're telling me who's, like, Olberg would assault this man? Bogdan is dealing with him. Even Menefield, as retarded as he is, smokes him. Azamat Murzakanov smokes him. And you're looking at guys outside the rankings. He's fighting Jacoby, who I think is not a massive power puncher, but he should beat him. Like, even fucking Kennedy and Nzechukwu, who lost to fucking OSP, would probably scrape out a fucking split decision over this fuckhead. But who else? Like, Mingyang Zhang, the guy that KO'd Benson Herberio, the Chinese dude that was on Lucas Tracy's prospect video. Like, by the way, that guy's, like, I mean, he's a prospect, but look at his record, they're all cans. But anyway, like, Mingyang Zhang's smoking this dude. Fucking Kutalaba's probably looking like a prime Eon Kutalaba against Dominic Reyes. Like, I don't see how this guy wins fights. He's somehow clinging on to the number 15 spot. He's not ranked in the UFC fan rankings, but in the UFC rankings, he's ranked number 15. And yeah, I don't know how this guy's going to beat anyone else. If he loses to fucking Jacoby, just retire. Do yourself a favor. You ain't getting back to the title shot, little bro. The John Jones fight was your one claim to fame. And since then, and it's tough because you did beat John Jones. That fight happened and we all saw it. You won. But since then, you fell off a cliff. So yeah, it's tough for Dominic Reyes. Well and truly cooked. Let's move on, though, to the last fighter in the heavyweight division. For heavyweight, we're going with Taco Bell Tuivasa. You know, we saw the Taco Bell in this man's room before his Tabora fight. You're getting subbed by Tabora in fucking round 1. Like, that's tough. I can't even call you little bro. That's tough, big bro. Like, you're getting a bit too big there, Ty. You got to lay off a few of the carbs, mate. Cut out the Taco Bell from the diet. Maybe move out of Planet Fitness, start training in an actual gym. He's washed. It sucks because he fucking KO'd Lewis and he was on top of the world. And then, since then, it's just been awful for him because he went to fucking Paris. We were talking about this guy's like he could arguably get a title shot against Ngannou. Like, people were saying, just do him versus Ngannou for the memes. It'll be funny. He was arguably, like, about to get a title shot. They do him versus Gane in Paris. He drops Gane on his ass in round 2. And we were like one big punch connecting away from Tai Tuivasa versus John Bones Man Jones for the title, for a vacant title. We were going to see Tai Tuivasa as a pay-per-view main event challenging for the heavyweight belt, like the most prestigious belt in all of combat, and we were going to see Tai Tuivasa fight for it. Unfortunately, Gane survived the onslaught of the Big Mac swinging at his head. Ty was launching the lunch boxes at him, launching the lunch packs at him, the family meals, the whole lot, the whole kitchen sink. And yeah, he didn't get that win, and then he got like 75 punch TKO'd, because that's what Gane does. If he fights you in Paris and you're fat, then he's going to 50 punch TKO you. And then Ty goes around, thinks it's a good idea to go fight fucking Pavlovich. 2 months later, gets dusted in under a minute, sick. Comes back in September the next year, fights Volkov. Apart from some good leg kicks, he gets tuned up at range, he gets beat up on the feet, subbed on the ground, didn't look that good. Then he comes back, main events an Apex card, and loses to Marcin Tybura by submission and looked worse than ever. I mean, he had a few moments on the feet, but apart from that, this guy had nothing on the ground. He's got no get-up game. He's not evolving. And I'm pretty sure Ty's like 30 years old. Like, that's the crazy thing. He's not even washed. And for a heavyweight, like, let me see. How old is this dude? I'm pretty sure he's 30 or 31. He's 31. He turned 31 March 16th. That was this fuckhead's birthday. His birthday present was getting subbed by a fucking obese Polish man. But yeah, 7 losses, 3 by TKO, 3 by submission, 1 decision. He gets finished, 4-fight loss streak. If he loses again, it's 5 in a row. This motherfucker's off to BKFC. And look, this is out of love. I like most of these fighters on here. I'm not a massive Reyes fan, and I'm not a Cruz fan. I have no feelings towards Schnell. I don't like Bryce Mitchell. I mean, to be honest, apart from, I don't like I don't really like any of these guys except for Ty. So this is not me hating on the guy. He's a cool fighter, but this motherfucker, look at his record. He started his career with like a big win streak, then he went 3 losses in a row in the UFC, then he wins 5 in a row, and now he's lost 4 in a row. So this guy's going for the T-Ferg Classic of win 5 in a row, lose 5 in a row. That's what it appears he's doing. And if this guy fights any grapplers next, he's cooked, he's washed, it's out the window. And if he fights any, like, even as shit as Rebellis is, he could still probably catch Ty. I'd pick Ty probably, because Ty might just fall over on top of him and win. But like, who's this guy? Who's he beat? That's like any notable name. Like, he's not getting any further in the rankings than where he is. He's not going to be moving up. We're not seeing this guy in the top 10 anytime soon. And then outside of that, who's he? We might have to, like, even Rodrigo Nascimento probably beats this guy. Even Waldo Cortez Acosta, who only shot a takedown for the first time in his career, like 3 days ago. Even he probably manages to get down Ty. Like, I hate saying this because I do like Ty and he's awesome and he's a fun character to have in the sport, but he is extremely washed at this point. It just seems like he's not taking his career seriously. He doesn't care. And he's showing up and he looks worse every time. And this is at 31 years old. This is not some 40-year-old dude that's clearly past the peak and over the hill and he's just showing up for a paycheck. Ty might be showing up for a paycheck, but this isn't even like him physically declining in skill. He's always been fat. It's just him not training clearly. He's training at Planet Fitness and he's just not taking his career seriously. So yeah, Ty, bro, get out the washing machine, dry yourself off, bro. Because otherwise, yeah, you're washed. So yeah, that's the video done, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Bit of negative energy in today's video. I didn't want to be too negative Nancy, but these are fighters. Some of them, it's not their fault. Some of them are just old. Some of them, it's just unfortunate. They've been chinned a couple times, like Benny D. Some of them are just not that good, like the Lidsey. Some of them have no chin again, like Schnell. But then some of them are just old, and then some of them are like Ty, who genuinely like could probably turn it around a bit. I was thinking of putting Holland for welterweight, but then I saw Luque. But like guys like Holland, guys like Ty, these are guys that not could make title runs, but could still be routine top 10 guys if they just took their career seriously. Ty's actually a decently athletic dude. Like, he's got power, he's got a great chin, he's got gifts at heavyweight, and he's just not doing anything with it. So yeah, these are the guys that they're cooked, they're washed, their careers are steeply on the decline. But yeah, hope they can turn it around for some of them. Some of them I hope they don't turn it around, like Delidze. But that's the video done, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.